Good evening, good night, good morning, wherever you are, people. Let me welcome you to this another episode of the Saudichress Show. This is where you'll get all the information. This is where we discuss sports, entertainment, and education. Let me again welcome all our first time viewers and all the faithful who are always here, who continue to share with us on the Saudichress Show. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we will not have per se a guest that, as customary, but I'll be going solo. And by so doing, I encourage you, I invite you just to share with us. I will actually put the link in the chat so you can actually come about and to participate. Come and say your piece, ladies and gentlemen. And we all know that as it relates to educational night, Wednesday night, people. And as it is, we know what to expect. Nothing less than informative, constructive information in our nation, and of course, by extension, the world. Who knows? There are so many things that are going on in education. I can tell you there is a bit of breaking news coming out as well, which you know, I will just about touch a topic, but not so having a fulsome discussion, because these things, people, I must say to you, they actually need the experts, yes, to have, a serious discussion on that. You need the experts. So, people, as soon as you comes in, if you have not yet done so, please subscribe so you will be able to participate in the chat. All right. Also, people, hit the like button. I'm asking of you. You need to hit that like button. Let me know if you like the content, if you like the show, so we can have, And again, don't be afraid. Feel free. We'll be also taking your calls. If you look at the lower end of the screen, you will see the numbers or the number for say going through. So the number for you to call 876-501-6625. All right, and that WhatsApp 876-501-6625. All right, so yes, that is it. And people, it's always been interesting to talk education, especially where Jamaica is concerned. And if you have been following the Saudichress Show over the past couple of weeks, you would have noticed that we have presented a lot of information on education, not necessarily be teaching and learning, but it has actually captured a very important topic, a very interesting topic, one that has been beating over Jamaica over the past couple of months. The teachers, the compensation package, ladies and gentlemen, for the teachers. And, as I said before, we have had our own views, we have had our own not information, but we discuss in different specs, different areas, and we would have taken a particular side based on what we believe in. But the fact of the matter is that we are now at the end of the negotiation where things should have been the topic of the show. So we're just gonna look at the teachers' retroactive payments and salary rates. That's the topic. And I've gotten this information from a bulletin that was sent out by the Ministry of Education some time ago. When I said some time ago, maybe about 2 days ago, really and truly, not long, just maybe about 2 or so days ago, this particular bulletin came out. It is Bulletin 64 of 2023. And for those of you who have access to the bulletin, who have seen it before, actually, the subject of it is teachers' retroactive payments and new salary rates. Now, that particular um, bulletin would have raised a lot of concern. It has raised eyebrows in the nature of how the teachers are expecting to get their salary. One thing I must know, though, or should I say, one thing I must say, is that within that scope, or information coming from that bulletin, there are a number of teachers, maybe all, were expected to be paid their March salary by the end of workday today. Yes, by the end of workday today. That was expected. And I will try my very best. Let me see if I can actually put across the information as it relates to the bulletin for those who were unable to put a hold or to get hold of that bulletin. That bulletin most time is circled in and around the education circle. So if you are not in schools, then of course you may not see it. But let us look at this per se. And, you know, regardless of what we think, the teachers are still on edge. And if you notice, ladies and gentlemen, and I will just do it again, when I look at it, this is what I was wanting to ask. And this is a question. What is the mood of our teachers after receiving their salaries? That is what I'm interested in. That is where my interest is right now. Yes, I'm a teacher, and before I actually talk about myself there, it is something that we ought to look into, right? The mood of the teachers after receiving their salaries. One thing I can say now, very few teachers, if any, has yet to receive their salary. So people, if you are out there, if you're on the show, and if you know of anyone or even yourself who have received salary for March, share it with us. It's very important that you share this bit of information. And I'm saying that to say because I am expecting, and based on what was put forward to the teachers, people, we are expecting that people will be smiling going to the bank. Yes. Um, what salary you talking about? There are some questions coming in, people, and trust me, I will say to you, please put your questions and your suggestions, your thoughts in the chat. I suspect it's not gonna be easy for me to be monitoring the WhatsApp and phone. So only thing I'll do really on the phone is to capture the phone calls. All right. So again, if you are on and you have not yet subscribed, you must do in order for you to participate in the chat. All right. So again, we're asking you also to join us, and I'm gonna actually now place the link in the chat. All right, so you could just click on it and you will be able to come live to share with every single one of us on the Saudichress Show. All right, so it's a StreamYard link, people. You just click on that link, it is placed in the chat. All right, people. So again, let me remove this aspect and get back to you. So listen, the teachers retroactive payments and new salaries. What is that? What comes out? What are the implications right now? What are the other questions that should be asked? I'm not sure I have all the answers. I myself have questions to be asked, and it would be good to hear from you. Give me your views, and let us have a very sensible and sober discussion around that. Now, I just want to see how best I can put forward this, um, what you call it now, the bulletin, right? That was sent out to all schools, more so board chairmen, education officers, you know the whole work, people, right? And where is that now? Still not seeing it right now, but hold a second. Let me see if I can get it up. Not yet. All right. So, people, just bear with me. I'm gonna get it though, and you can share with us, give me your thought, and so on. All right. I will try my best to go through it and to see if everybody could have a real understanding of what took place or what should have in the interests of our teachers and by extension the country. All right. I've always had an interest. We have to place what is on the table and we have to really think. Now, people, is this a situation that um, we are all, how do I say it now, naive or impatient or whatever? All right. So, again, let me see how best I can get that for you. All right. So, this is the bulletin, people, that was actually been put forward by the Ministry of Education. And it says Bulletin 64 of 2023. It's coming from the Ministry of Education and Youth. And just to pop it up, our motto, our own thing about education in Jamaica is that every child can learn, every child must learn. But in order for learning to take place, we must have some levels of supervision and, of course, a high level of excellent teaching. Yes, excellent. And I said excellent teaching because you know what it is. We have to put our best foot forward as teachers in an effort to ensure that all our students learn, not just some are the so called quote unquote bright students. Yeah. So, attention, regional directors, school board chairmen, and principals of all public institutions. All public institutions now, this is what is attempt. Let me see if I can read people. So, as much as I'm putting on, I'm not sure if you are being able to see it. Again, there's nobody yet in the chat to give me any thumbs up to let me know what's happening. But if you are not able to see it clearly, I will just try my very best to read a little bit of what it is actually saying. All right. So, um, where is it again? Yes. So the bulletin, as I mentioned, the attention and the subject, just like what I place, you can see it on the screen. So it reads, Dear colleagues, Ministry of Education and Youth uses this medium to advise that teachers, including principals and vice principals, employed in the in the government teaching service and are paid by the central ministry should receive their retroactive payments and new salary rates by the end of workday March 21st, 2023. Stick up in there. Let's stick up in right there. So that is coming from the Ministry of Education. Teachers, including myself, who are paid by central ministry, meaning the ministry should have sent your salary to your accounts. We were expecting, at least by midnight last night, yes, we were expecting to see our salaries in our account. What I can say to you, though, based on information gathered by some colleagues, up to 20 minutes ago, prior to showtime, teachers have not yet received any salary. Any salary. Now, it begs the question because I was really interesting to know just for the teachers to come and say, hey, we are smiling because we are paid our retroactive amount. And and our new salary is looking good. That was the concern. That was my belief. I thought teachers would have been very nice this evening. And if you notice what I had put out there, again, are teachers ready? Are teachers going to the bank smiling? That was what I said. That is the question that I asked. What are the mood of the teachers after receiving their salary? Are they happy? Are they really happy? Or they are disappointed? It seems like we can't have that form of discussion tonight. But if you are out there, madam teacher, sir teacher, education officer, members of the Ministry of Education hierarchy, if you are just listening or hearing or watching, whatever the case is, the question I'll be asking of you now, what has gone wrong? Why are we not yet in receipt of our salaries that was promised to us by the end of workday, March 21st? There needs to be an explanation. In the past, we have seen this already. A matter of fact, in the past, teachers were made, oh Lord, let me not say it this way. Teachers were made to be patient. Why? Because so many times, time and time again, that we have received our salary a day or two after the due dates. Many of times. I will not say it's a regular situation, don't get me wrong. It's not a regular situation, but it has been an occurrence. So maybe, just maybe, if that is the type of situation, we probably just have to wait until it comes. Can we just take this situation of one of those times when we received our salaries a day or two after the scheduled date? What say you people out there on YouTube? My followers, talk to me. Viewers, I need to hear from you. So that bulletin goes on to read, and I must continue. The Bursa paid schools will commence receiving their retroactive payments and new salary by the end of workday March 2022 2023. That is today. That is today, ladies and gentlemen. Is this a relative assertion right now? Listen to this. The Bursa paid school will commence receiving their retroactive payments and new salaries by the end of workday March 2022 2023. And colleagues, what I want to say, what I figured out of this, something has changed. There's a reverse in how salaries were paid by the different entities, meaning the central ministry and the Bursa paid schools. Here's a difference. Look at the difference now. And maybe we can zoom into it. The major difference is the Bursa paid schools and teachers are always receiving their salaries before the schools that are paid by central ministry. That is my understanding. That is the experience that I have. But now, this bulletin is saying that the central ministry schools will receive before the Bursa paid schools. This begs the question now. This begs the question. Look at this question that I'm going to ask. Listen to it carefully. Is it that, is it that the end of work day is 11:59 p.m.? Maybe that is it. In many instances, the end of work day people would have been 5 o'clock in the evenings. But since today is the 22nd, right? And teachers have not yet received their salary. It is 20 minutes after 8 o'clock now in Jamaica. And if they have not yet received their salary, that means we are still in the probably close to the end of workday or maybe the middle of workday. So am I to draw the inference that the end of workday is 11:59 tonight? Orville Smalley in the chat. Blessings to the Saudichress family. Interesting and informative show. Thank you very much, Orville knows Somalian. Former teacher himself, so he knows what I'm talking about. Bless up yourself, Orville, and bless up to all the Saudichress family. Again, people, help me here. Let us get into this. Orville, I wonder if these ministries of government have ever had a late salary payment. What do you I think you want to say, what do you think? Harvey, let me tell you the truth. I am not too sure about that. Yes. But given the Ministry of Education officials, I will give them the benefit of the doubt. This is my belief. I believe the Ministry of Education personnel would have received late salary similar to our regular classroom teachers and principals. That's my view. If I'm wrong, I'll take correction. Based on information too, education officers, and I'm not saying all, the education officers do I have actually have dialogue with during the course of today have not yet received their salaries either. So I believe the Ministry of Education or the Education Ministry has been at the back of the class by this government, by all governments, a matter of fact. Because not just the present government, over the years, and you heard me say it, that time and time again, we have received our salaries late. So the government of the day, people, seems to put the Ministry of Education at the back of the class. And by extension, the teachers probably get locked out of the class. Very interesting, eh? Wow. All that was read in the bulletin, people. And if you are still seeing it, you probably could read along. After that mention of the days that will be paid, they are saying that this follows the Jamaica Teachers Association accepting the government's offer under the revised compensation package and sign a memorandum of understanding to this effect March 13, 2023. Oh boy. I had a conversation earlier too that the salaries may be late because of the timing when the JTA accept the package. Mm? Oh no, couldn't be. Because it can't be that the JTA accepted on March 13. The Ministry of Education, who have been doing this job every single month for the past umpteen years, making up salaries, they would have known that at March 13, because of that time, the salaries would not be ready on or before the 22nd. People, they were not forced to pay us yesterday, today, or tomorrow. And let me let this clear for those who don't understand. The 25th of each month is our due salaries. That's the date our salary is due, the 25th of this month. And as I mentioned before, there are times gone by when we do receive on the 26th or the 27th. Equally, we have received prior to the 25th as well. I will get back to that though. We'll get back to that. So if you are able to read through the bulletin, you could do so. But let me continue. In an effort to make the payments, the Ministry of Education and Youth has been working in a collaboration with the Transformation Implementation Unit of the Ministry of Finance and Public Service to ensure that all teachers are paid. Yes, our teachers are paid, but paid when? Let me continue. The process was a mammoth and iterative undertaking which required the staff at the ministry and the bursars in our schools to work beyond the regular work day and on weekends to ensure payments are made in the month of March 2023. I guess this last sentence, which is a long one, is a disclaimer. Let me see if I can highlight this one. And I want you to look at it, people. Is it been highlighted? What I am saying, dear people, what I am saying, this last sentence that I read, yes, this last sentence, and I hope you will be able to, wow, let me go again. All right. So here I highlighted, people. The process was a mammoth and iterative undertaking which required the staff at the ministry and the bursars in our schools to work beyond the regular workday and on weekends to ensure payments are made in the month of March 2023. So this is what I get from it now. What I have just read seems to be the disclaimer. Is that sentence the disclaimer? And the key point in that, the key point, to ensure payments are made in the month of March. So I see that as a disclaimer. So you know what, people? What I get from that is that come March 30 or March 31st, there will be some teachers who will not be paid until that time. Yes, there are some teachers. If to be paid in the month of March, what I am seeing, what I am seeing is that don't worry, you will get paid in the month of March. Notwithstanding the promise that was given to the teachers that they will be paid March 21st and March 22nd. So, people, if you had your hopes high, I will apologize to you. Yes, I will apologize to you. Not necessarily on behalf of the Ministry of Education, but as a member of the Ministry of Education, like many of us. Let's hold strain. See how best we can hold out. We still have a few days left to the end of March. That is what that is saying, people. Every teacher will be paid in the month of March. Good night, Roma. Good night. Successive government treat teachers as if they don't know the use of money and always make promises which they cannot fulfill in the time given. Ah, boy, that's a very, very critical statement, Miss Roma. Very critical statement, and it's so true. And for the life of me, for the life of me, why should we make to suffer? And don't take the word suffer literally. Yes. But why is it that we have to wait until the very last? We have to wait. The teachers have to wait until every other public sector workers are being paid. Or is it that we have to wait and what is left from the ministry, left with the Ministry of Finance for wages, we get it? These are just some questions, people. Just asking the questions. Just asking the questions. No, I'm not sure that there's anything else. Yes, that we need to discuss from the bulletin. But let me just say though, what compile this level of instability, if I call the word right, what give more anxiety in this bulletin is that yesterday, March 21st, the Ministry of Education hosted a Zoom meeting with teachers. And there were a lot of discussion surrounding the meeting. There were a lot of explanation surrounding the meeting. There were some persons who were able to get clarity on what they should receive. But the thing is, knowing that so many of us were um, unaware or were not able to tabulate our new rates, I believe that this meeting should have held after we received our salary. Prior to that, or even that, even or received our payslip, put it that way. And these are the payslips now, people, for those of you who have not known this, that we don't get our physical payslips anymore. All these are online. Very good. I love it. My HR Plus, you get it. So if we are able to get that, look at it, compare what we had before with present, then it would be better for us to ask these questions. It would be more suitable then, I believe, in my humble opinion, for the meeting to be held after we receive our salaries. But let's not take anything away from the Ministry of Education. They are committed, based on the meeting, the Minister of Education, Honorable Flavor, sorry, list down. Honorable Faval Williams has committed to us. That's not the end of the meeting. They have ensured that the financial controllers and the directors of each region could have entertained our calls and to help in the explanation. So, people, you still can get information. Call your Ministry of Education, your regional director, your financial controller, and I'll also publish, yes, also put up across the names of the persons who you can call. So if you have not yet gotten a hold of this document, I will help you if you are here and need those numbers. So the meeting was held, people, and the topic that said teachers' retroactive payments and new rates. That was the subject. I am not too sure. I joined the meeting late, I must say, but I am not too sure what was explained was to the full benefits of all. Yes, not sure about that. But the Minister of Education joined the meeting, good, with senior officers from central ministry rather, regional offices, as well as different technocrats from the transformation implementation unit of the Ministry of Finance and the public sector or public service. So there's a lot of persons were in the meeting who could have given, very good explanation. I heard somebody ask a question or put a proposal that it would have been better if you have somebody from the Jamaica Teachers Association in that meeting as well. And I believe it is true. Listen, you have persons from the ministry, different, you have technocrats from the Ministry of Finance. And remember, all of those people were involved in the negotiation process. As some people say, this wasn't a salary negotiation, but believe it or not, it was. If it wasn't a negotiation, why were certain terms and conditions not met? I am your learned friend. So those who can give me more information, I am willing to take it. All right? So again, I am just saying to you, I have actually posted the link in the chat. I'm inviting you to come live and say your piece. All right? So if you have not seen it yet, let me just do it again, people. So you look in the chat and the link will be posted. You could just hit on it and you can come live. All right? All right. So here you go. So for those people, the regional financial controllers, these are the persons and the numbers that you can contact. Please look. All right. So yeah, regions 1 to 7. Those are the persons there and their contact. All right. Again, let me welcome you to this another episode of the Saudichress Show. If you have just joining us, we are just looking at the salary package, or should I say the retroactive and new salary rates that one should received, um, yes, a few hours ago, but not too sure it has been. But you know how it is. Let me see how best we can capture that. All right, so let me remove this right now. Let me stop sharing uh, because we have gone through it. And if you want me to go back through anything from that, I will do. So now that is the director or the regional educational service, the director of each region from 1 to 6. So the names are there. You can also reach them by telephone number and have your queries or questions dealt with. All right. So thank you very much for actually going through that aspect of it, people. All right. But, you know, it is very, very sad. Yes, it is sad. In my own view, it is sad not because we don't receive the salary, people. I'm not going to mince it. It is sad because we were told that we would have. We were advised, and this was done in a public forum. You can see it was done in black and white. Remember, people, and this is one of my concerns. This is one of my concerns. A few weeks ago, we have disruption in the schools. The teachers, you know, went on their own strike, if you want to call it that. Why was that so? Why was that so, people? It is because the teachers were uncomfortable with what was happening. They were uncomfortable with what was happening. They never see themselves benefiting from the wage offer. And I want to say this. There are many of us out there, many of us. And you notice me not leave out myself out there, I said us. And I want to explain this. Many of us thought that the teachers were, what should I say now? I want to use the better terms, I don't want to get into any um, mix up or trouble, so to speak. But some people think that the teachers were unjust. Yes, their actions were prematured. Mhm. That's what many of us thought. But remember, we are humans. Yes. And it sounds as if sometimes in different areas, in different speaks, as if we don't have anything to do or we are not doing any work. People, the classroom right now, it still have fun in it. Don't get me wrong, there are still fun classrooms. But for the most part, no fun. I can tell you that. For the most part. The way you have to interact with these students now, it's far different from yesteryears. Yes? You can't even show your real human side. But yet still as a people, you must have empathy. Hey, hey, empathy, people. But following the comments on social media and also in regular media, mhm, mainstream media, there are some persons out there who have, what would I say now, the ability, yes, to motivate others in a particular direction. That would have put a lot of blame on the teachers. But let us strike a balance. It's never so bad. And I've seen doctors and nurses striking. People bawl, people cry, yes, but they were never given the sort of utterances that were given to the teachers. So the fact that there was a lot of excitement, yes, a lot of different um, views and feelings coming out of those actions a few weeks ago. And yet, the promise made was not kept. You have to understand. You have to understand. I'm not forcing you to lean to my side, people. And I'm not actually geared towards any side. I'm just talking the facts. What it is just what it is. So, is there any one of you who want to join me? Just click the link in the chat and you can. There's not much for you to listen. If this is a if this is a discussion, we need you. I need you. I don't have any new information to give you. What I came here tonight with, I wanted to know how you are feeling. Whether you are a teacher, a friend of a teacher, a family member of a teacher. I wanted to know, but nobody want to speak to me. So you want me to go along. But the fact is, though, for a discussion, it needs more than one person. So again, people, the chat is out there. Or you can call me on WhatsApp 876 501 6625. Again, 876 501 6625. That's where you can reach me on WhatsApp or you come directly to the chat. Now, as I mentioned, the mood of the teachers. I will say to you that I've gotten bits of information from different people in and around. Bless up yourself, big boss Damien. Big up yourself, the man who run VIP services. Yes. They are expecting to be paid latest today. And you see, when you are on the ground, when you can get certain information, it is very, very good. But even today, I have known schools who have many teachers were absent today. I am not saying that this situation now is the cause of absentees. Not sure of the reason for the absentees. Yes, not too sure at all. But let us look at it. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. The way things are looking, it looks unstable. I am calling on the Ministry of Education, the Honorable Favour Williams, the Minister, and everybody else, all the technocrats in the Ministry of Education, people. I'm asking you, listen to me carefully now. I'm asking that the hierarchy of the Ministry of Education, in short order, put out an explanation. Explain to Jamaica what went wrong, why the teachers have not yet received their salaries. And people know, but I think me at top blind. If you don't receive no salary now, let me know. Because prior to the start of this show, many teachers did not receive. A matter of fact, I can say to you right now, I have not received as I am speaking. So I have enough to base on. All right? So I'm not hitting out on the Ministry of Education, but I want a sort of communication that people can understand to see how much we can at least meet halfway. I would rather the teachers right now just hold strain, people. Hold strain. Let us wait until our regular payday, the 25th. That is our regular payday. And in all honesty, that is the day I was looking forward for my salary. I am one of the most unluckiest teacher in Jamaica as it relates to salary compensations. I will not say anything more. I know what I'm talking about. So just let us look and wait until the 25th of the month for us to receive our salary. Saying that to say though, for those of you who are and were in the teaching profession, and those of you who have family members, because I realize that all of a sudden now, many people have mothers, grandmothers, aunts, uncles who were teachers. Many people. All of a sudden, my mother was a teacher, my father was a teacher, my uncle was a teacher. But the question I'm asking though, or what I will suggest, and the question is, for those of you who were and are still teachers, do you remember the days that in the month of the month of December, January, February, and March, 4 months of the year, people, teachers used to be paid between the 18th of the month to the 22nd of the month. For some time now, all of that has gone. And if my memory serves me right, what I knew then is that because it's coming to the end of the financial year, yes, that's the start of explanation. Not too sure. Maybe somebody can hear. I know that I have people from the JTA here now. They just probably don't want to put their heads up high. They are the experienced educators, past and present, who are presently in. And I'm inviting them. I'm inviting you to come on here, come help out Saudichress. Help me out. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yes? Wow, Janet Mighty. Good evening, Janet. Good evening. Good night, wherever you are. Anybody receive salary yet? Good question, and that is the question I'm asking. Janet, are you a teacher? Wow. Check, check, RR. Blessings, my friend. Janet is asking if anybody receives salary. Can I echo that sentiment? Yes. Let me put Janet chat on screen. That's what Janet is asking. Or Janet. Anybody receive salary yet? Janet, I'm not sure. What I am saying, I have not yet. But I'll be waiting until the 25th. That is my regular salary date, Janet. I don't know about you. Even though we were promised. There's a good saying, once bitten, twice shy. Wow, I tell you what RR is saying, man. Sorry, the principal, students, and the teachers. Big up, big up, big up yourself, RR. You're joining us. I hope you catch up on what's going on in the system that we engage in. All right, so Janet, I'm not too sure, babe. I'm not too sure at all, my friend. Um, I'm not too sure, to be honest with you. And it seems like you have not yet either. Yes, Janet. Yes. Teacher checking in. Thank you very much for joining and continue to share and like the Saudichress Show. Yes. So as I was saying, December, January, February, and March. I remember the days I used to receive salaries between the 18th and the 22nd of each month. Those months. But for some time now, people, for some time now, nothing like that. Mm-mm. Straight 25th, regardless January, March, December, wherever. Yes, I can tell you that. All right. Um. Yes, RR. Teacher Smalling, big up. Yeah, man. Knows coming early, the first student to attend. So he marked the register. So I guess RR, you have to take over now to ensure that he has ticked all the boxes correct. Thank you, RR. The class monitor. Yes. Denise Harrison. Good night, Denise. Payment is usually early in March because it is end of the financial year. So, Miss Harris, what really happened? Tell me, you understand this. You are a senior teacher. You have been not just senior teacher in the school that you are, but I'm sure that you have been in the system a long time. What has happened? Denise, can I just invite you on, please? Thank you very much. When you are ready, look for the link in this in the chat. And since you are here and I'm pushing the invitation on you, let me just put it back. So see it right there, Denise. Come on, no man. See the chat. Come, Dennis, let us know. RR, principal does these treatment cause a career change and brain drain. Yeah, one thing within RR, I have to publish that chat there. Yeah, I have to publish RR thing because he knows what he's saying. Yes, and it's a reality. All right. So while we're waiting on Denise to come on, let's continue. Yes, Denise, it's end of the physical year. Okay, fiscal year. Fiscal, not physical like what some people call it. So that's why I like the teachers. They know how to educate us. And that's what we continue to do. What are the teachers in Los Angeles on strike too? You mean good LA upper foreign day? The foreign teachers? I wonder if a Jamaican teacher's gone up there with them strike. Hey. Sorry people. No means no reason. I'm just saying that for a laugh. But my good friend RR is saying that the teachers in LA are on strike too. It's a worldwide thing. Face purple crying. Teachers don't know. Oh, sorry. Teachers don't get respect globally. It's so true. And in every jurisdiction, every country, the teachers see that they are the less paid, are the least paid. Why do you think the US have so many jobs available can give to Caribbean nationals? Hmm? Because the teachers in US, and don't think that they don't have training colleges like we, and universities. They do. They probably have far much than we do in Jamaica. They have a lot of teachers. Where are the teachers in the US? Why is it that there are so many vacancies in the US? So the reason why it is so lucrative to us is because of the dollar. Yes, it's because of the dollar, people. So that's not a problem. So yes, RR, you're right. You're right. Check out CNN. Lord of mercy, LA teachers on strike. RR, I'm not sure if I could check out CNN right now. Not at all. Mm-mm. But let me see if I can see anything there in the meantime that I can draw upon. But yes, it is what it is. It is what it is. And why? Why is it? Why is it that we are unable to put a sensible mechanism in place, put a consistent mechanism in place so that our teachers, even if that they're not 100% comfortable, but we should be able to see in some sense of comfort in what we do and in also fairness in what we earn. All right. Stead Flash, blessings, blessings, blessings yourself, Stead Flash. All right. So I'll may I say I see VM now as some Donald Trump thing in a mass. All right, so let's take our word. So again, people, yes, Flash, you just tune in. Respect, man. Respect, respect, respect. Continue to tune in. Continue to like and share the Saudichress channel. All right. So, people, again, if you really want to participate, I crave your indulgence. I actually ask that you subscribe and not just sit and listen or watch, but participate. Let me hear your views, especially if you're a teacher. You are being affected now. All right. And, you know, just to talk about teaching and education in a very short time, very short, I will definitely have a guest who will come out to talk about education, the status of education in Jamaica. Yes. So this is not where we're going to look at JTA. We might touch JTA. We have to touch the government because we have to touch the Ministry of Education because they are the one responsible. But not so much issues that relating just to teachers. Because there are a number of issues now are student related issues. A whole lot of student related issues. Mhm. So we have to look at that. We have to look at that. So I will move on. I will move on, my people. But as we are on the show, continue to give us the information. Let us know if the teachers are being paid. And I'm very disappointed though. And for the teachers, the disappointment really, the fact that we were out and about trying to ensure that we receive what we ask for are some levels of respectable, yeah, offer. And we actually being promised the salary at a point. And people, some of you may look at and say, we as teacher terribly if we can't wait. But I want you to turn the mirror, look in the mirror, and ask yourself that very same question. That person said it to me. Why are we so anxious? Big man, big woman, whoever you are. None of you in the private sector. is comfortable when your salaries are late. I leave it right there. So, Flash, you guys need more pay. Without teachers, the future look doomed. I'm gonna say something after that, Flash. In all of this, I know I'm hearing that teachers in LA striking. The new topic, and I'm just trying. I never really want to touch this topic, but I'm not going into the full discussion, or should I say explanation. I can't because there's a lot of information out there that I don't understand. But the breaking news, this other breaking news, look at the screen. My teacher call AI artificial intelligence in education. Boy, I can tell you. I've listened to some persons, high up professors, they're saying that the way we were teaching or the way we are teaching is becoming absolute. We'll have to change the way we teach. And I'm sure they're not talking about delivery. I'm not and they're not talking about knowledge base. They're not talking about competency or competencies. Artificial intelligence. My God. What is artificial intelligence, people? What is it? There's another aspect of the artificial intelligence that people need to know. Yes, it is called Chat GPT. Wow, very interesting. Teachers, come out. Let me hear your views. For those of you who have heard about the massive AI. Fruitilicious vibes. Respect Fruitilicious. Sanabai herself, man. Thank you for joining. Private sector, they are never late. They just offer layoff or redundancy. What a way to put it, my dear Fruitilicious. Yes, you are right. You are so right. The private sector, listen to this. Their salary never late. They just offer layoff or redundancy. Coming back to AI, rather. Coming back to AI. Now, as I mentioned, AI. As I mentioned, AI. Again, artificial intelligence in education. What they're talking about, people, is having robots teaching. That's what it is. Robots teaching in the classrooms. I am all for change. Yes. And I love the technology. But while this AI may be very lucrative and very interesting, and probably, based on what the persons who developed this thing, selling it, the way it is being sold, it seems like AI will be far better than the traditional teacher, but the human teacher. That's how it is sold rather. Wow. I heard persons in Jamaica make mentioning and it's a good thing and so on. But they are the technocrats in that. Yes, they are the technocrat. Blessings, Sir Dallas. Blessings, Mr. Chairman. But you can imagine people. You can imagine a robot in the classroom. And two or three students decided to misbehave. All right. Let's leave out the misbehavior. Huh? Two or three students start having personal issues. In our own scenario in Jamaica, where students come to school hungry, students come to school troubled with different situation coming from different environment. Yes. I would love to know how AI will deal with that. Is AI have possess empathy? Yes. These are the things that I would love to know. And don't get me wrong, I'm not going against AI because it will take a little time, just for us to firstly understand AI, just for us to get into using Chat GPT. Fruitalicious is saying that AI is not capable to replace humans. They are just cheaper to maintain classrooms. Is it maintaining the classrooms or to maintain delivery, information, the passing of information, or to disseminate information? That's the question, Zanaba. Machine and robot replacing people functionality. And as I said, it's not a problem that I have. I'm just zooming into using artificial intelligence in our educational system in Jamaica. People, as an educator, the basic thing is needed to educate a nation. More so, young children. The basic things I believe. Resources. Basic resources. To use artificial intelligence, we need proper learning devices. I bet you we probably have to wait until 2030 before we can accept artificial intelligence. That's some 7 years ago, 7 years to come. But similarly to a budget, you put your budget out, but it is not the actual thing. It is not real life. Reason for saying this though, reason for saying this, we just make it through 2 years of straight on what would I say now? Unbelievable circumstances where we suffer through a pandemic. And there's a saying that said out of bad come good. Maybe I'll use this term right now as it relates to the pandemic. Many of us, including myself, never thought of using or having virtual meetings, virtual classes. But the pandemic came in and we were forced to have online classes through virtual platforms. And I laugh, because saying this to say there are times when school or different schools had to close their doors because of other circumstances. And once the students are not physically at school, there's no teaching and learning. That's what I was talking about. But the pandemic shows us that we could stay home, all of us in our own space, and have teaching and learning effectively. It wasn't so good though, because of the circumstances that we endured, the circumstances that were presented to us, the lack of devices, and the lack of internet connectivity. Never give us a good run. All right. So Dallas Harris, you should go against it, Kevin. You say it will be taking away my job. Well, put it this way, Dallas. Maybe it give me a bigger job. I don't know. Maybe it would give me a bigger job. But that's not my point, It's not, I'm not fearful that I will lose or lost my job. That's not. I'm not fearful at all. It would be a shift in technology. Yes, RR. It is a shift. But what I am saying, though, Dallas, for artificial intelligence to work, that means every child must have a very good device, whether a tablet or a laptop computer or even desktop computer. Must be a very good one. Mhm. They must have good internet connectivity because everything is internet based. How do you transfer information from one device to the next if you don't have internet connectivity? Yes, it is possible, but it's only in a situation where you have a room and you have networking. But networking out in two different spaces needs internet connectivity. Jamaica is far, far, far from that. Very, very far, as what we'd say in Jamaica. Very far. So, artificial intelligence sounds good. Sounds good. What I have learned looks good too. But there's another side of it. And nobody right now is speaking on the flip side. The persons who are behind it have not shown us how the human aspect of Al, I, whoever you want to call it, the human side of AI, how that works. Fruitilicious vibes. All right, Fruity, make me show up what you say. I want everybody to see what you just mentioned. Lack of students being focused. Numerous of them grades and discipline decline because of virtual learning. Let's highlight that, Saudi, please. Zaraba, I tell you. All right. You want me to highlight this, Zaraba? So you want me to take a break from take a break from AI. Good. I want to come back. We look at what Chat GPT is. So you're saying that the lack of students being focused, numerous of them grades and discipline declined because of virtual learning. Mm-mm. Ah, that's true. But Zana, we didn't have a choice, did we? Students and teachers were advised to stay home, similarly to other um, sectors. In the private sectors, there were a lot of working from home. The difference with private sector or different sectors, so to speak, with that of the educational sector, is that teaching and learning required a lot of interaction. Yes, it does require interaction. And what had happened in Jamaica and some other parts of the world is that our students and the teachers were unable to effectively do their part because of the lack of devices, meaning proper tablets, laptop or desktop computers, even phones, even phones, because most of our students during that time, phones were their gadgets, and sometimes only one smartphone in some homes, and you have three, four, five students or children in that same home from different institutions. So you can just imagine how far back they were. One has to wait until one go through half an hour, borrow it to go to it was a terrible situation. So Zana, yes, they declined. It wasn't the fault of the teachers. It wasn't the fault really of the education ministry. There were no one really to be blamed. Yes. But guess what? The government could have done better. The government should have done better because there were a lot of things in place and were actually geared towards furnishing the schools with devices. This is what I might take in education. I think every single school in Jamaica, whether basic, infant, primary, whatever you want to call them, or secondary school, every single school should have a fully furnished computer lab with at least 30 working computers and other gadgets. If that was in place, things would have been better. Why? Not like the students would have come to school, because they have to stay home. But students would have learned how to use these gadgets in such a way that they would be able to manage easier when it comes on to online school. You get what I'm saying? So you're saying again, Miss Vibes, based on these results, it should be confirmed AI should not be used to replace teachers. Oh my God. Zanaba, you need to come on the show. You can host this show, Zana. You know what's happening. That is it. So that's why I'm saying no. AI, for us to be thinking about even starting using AI, maybe it's way down to the next 7 years when Vision 2030 would have or will be realized. If we're anywhere that. You get me? So yes, based on our situation in Jamaica, AI would not work. It would not work because right now we need so many human beings in our classrooms. Our classrooms, ladies and gentlemen, are short staffed. And it is not short staffed because many teachers migrating. It is short staffed because the necessary additional staffing is not provided for the schools. Saying this to say, saying this to say, our students need regular counseling. Yes, regular assistance. So we need a lot of social workers in our schools so to go around with the communities to these homes and so on to bridge the gap between school and home. I must say to you, and some of you may not understand it, some of you may hearing this for the very first time. Well, let me tell you this. There are many schools in Jamaica today without a guidance counselor. Maybe this is news to many of you, especially those who are not living in Jamaica. There are many schools who have not yet have a chance, yes, to interact with a social worker that will help them to bridge that gap between home and school people. There are many schools, a matter of fact, let me put it this way, most primary schools people don't have a nurse. You know what? I don't want to draw me out tonight, you know. I don't want to draw me out. I'm gonna wait until that night when I have when I have people to talk about these things. And this allows me now to share with you that very soon we need to look at the mental health in schools. Maybe we even expand it to look at mental health generally, because there are a lot of students in our schools that are mentally challenged. And let me say it too, notwithstanding teachers and other staff members also have mental issues. What caused it, I don't know. But we need to face the fact. We need to face it. It's a reality. How can a principal who have not gotten any formal training to diagnose or to deal with mental issues? A matter of fact, you have doctors and nurses who are and they don't know how to do it. So I don't see how a teacher pick up him or herself to deal with those issues. So you see what the thing is? AI, again, we are far away just to have the conversation. We don't even ready to have that conversation here in Jamaican educational system. That's just my view. We don't, and don't think that I am shunning from. I'm not hiding from it. But when you look at what is needed, and if right now if we are unable to provide basic resources that are needed for students to achieve their best, tell me how AI will work, ladies and gentlemen. But Roma, if during online classes performances decline, definitely AI will not be different. Our students need to the interaction with their teachers. Trust me. And Roma, you are echoing what I am saying. And you're probably one of the best person to talk about that. You have been there and done that. So, people, we talk about education, and I'm not sure how serious we are. Many of us will probably jump on the bandwagon and say, yes, AI this and AI have that and AI will work. But the reality of it, look at how these things unfold. Look at our present situation now. Hmm? Just look at it. Do you believe you still have schools in Jamaica today? More so in the rural areas who are without internet connectivities. This level of discussion, ladies and gentlemen, it is taking me to another level. Yes, I'm not prepared to go much further with AI. I am not prepared to have this level of discussion. Because when I think about it, when everything boils down and we look to where we are coming from 2 years ago and see the needs of our students, see the needs of the schools, yes, the needs of our teachers. And in a climate like this, where so many things are unstable in our schools, for one way or the other, here comes AI. Oh my God, Miss Roma, are you again? I can tell you, always giving us some useful thoughts and information. I concur with you on this issue of mental health. Yes, this is a wide topic which must have some serious intervention in schools and community in general. And I'm working on it, Miss Roma. I'm working on it, viewers. I am trying to get, you know, the specialists to come and speak to mental health on this program. In recent time, people, I have seen some tragic things happening. I've seen people just vanish away, and you'd never believe that they would have done such things to themselves or their family. I would never believe that. For those of you who follow Jamaican news, just look at what happened at Queen's. Oh, sorry, let me not finish. Look what happened at a prominent high school in recent time, where a student or students, I heard, actually climbed to the top or to the roof of a building. Yes. What could have transpired? Hmm? Are you think those students are in their right mind? Do you believe a teacher at school just started making boisterous utterances, running around the classroom in and outside behind students? Do you think that is a natural or normal situation? When you look around you, people, and many of us would have seen people behaving a particular way, and the first thing comes out of our mouth, madman, madwoman, that. Let's think about it. Do you think those are normal situations? Do you think it is normal for us to have mad people, as we call them? If you think it is normal, if you think it is okay, just put yourself in one of those situations. Would you like others to describe you or to deal with you the same way you thought about the other persons who we call mad? When you're having your issues, have you ever think who will come to your rescue? Yes, mental health is real. I don't even know where I stand in terms of mental health. Who fi tell many of you now call Saudichress right now a madman. Watch him. Madman but in the on YouTube. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe the things I said are not within your own scope, so you think that I am mad. Maybe I'm suffering from mental health. I don't know. But one thing for sure I can tell you, I am okay. The fact of the matter, people, the fact of the matter, there are some serious things, there are serious attributes, there are serious, um, what do I say now, causes and effects that allow these things to happen in our schools. Whether it be low performances, whether it be indiscipline. Look at what's happening in our schools in terms of violence. You're telling me that children at these ages don't know right from wrong? Are you saying that these students, these minors, these teenagers don't know what will happen after they created such mayhem? Can anyone tell me that a boy who take up a rock to hit another one in the head, you believe that he knows the repercussion? Oh my God. You know what? Again, people, these are not topics I come prepared for. I'm just letting you know that we need to address those situations. I am not sure the government have all the resources, whether it be human, physical, or financial resources, to address every single situation. But I think has to be a very good investment in our youth, a very good investment in our nation. We need more social workers. We need guidance counselors in our schools. And I must say to you people, guidance counselors in our school does not just look at students. Yes, they also look at the teachers' welfare. You think teachers don't need counseling? Make a sad mistake. Oh boy, Mr. Roma, let's go again. There's so much I can say about online classes, as there were numerous times I followed up with my son teaching during the years of COVID. I really had to question some of the situations I heard. When you hear my voice, Ajap, I don't like it. Honestly, I really don't like to speak about the past as it relates to online learning in schools. And let me give you the reason why. Personally, I went out above and beyond for my students. And for other students too, you'd never believe from other schools. I tried my very best. And I'm not bragging now because I know something like that about, but me I'm telling you straight people. I have helped so many students outside of my own school during COVID. Sometimes I wonder why I did it. I'm telling you, during COVID, I actually brought students into schools to register them because they were not registered in schools. They were not going to any school, any classes. I have loaned out my personal belongings, devices. I have assisted people with data, just like many of us as teachers, we do. But when we look at it now, are those parents or were those parents and students really appreciated it? A colleague of mine look at me and say, "Sir, I'm gonna give you one of those walking stick. You know, you're a professional beggar." So it seems like I'm a blind man. Yes, I beg so much for my schools and my students. But the fact is, I am just looking at now, and when I do my post mortem over that period, trust me, it's a pain in the heart, people. It's a pain. Things I've gone through. Not just Me alone, people. I know me alone. But I rather talk about myself and here, especially when it comes to these deep situations. For the big positive things, I embrace every single person who have done well. But I'm just saying, this situation, whenever I spoke about it over the past couple of months, and now I'm speaking about it, it just gives me a little, you know, I don't know. Miss Roma, would you believe me say even now, I have gadgets that I have loaned out and I still don't get them back. Lend them out, But let us leave it right there, people. I can laugh now. Yes, I can. Because, the fact that you help some people, some of them really not appreciate the help, Serious thing. Them not appreciate it. Neither parents or students. Nah lie. The government will. They have said it, yes. And but as much as they say how much we did, they don't back it up at all. They don't back it up. Because now we expect more to be done. They have tried doing it, because they have given a number of students tablets. More so grades 4 to 6 in primary school. And right throughout the high schools. Tablets and computers. The bad thing about that is that some of those devices, in another year or two, they will have to be parked. But that's how it is. So, Roma, again, with mental health so rampant in schools, we need social workers and guidance counselors, and the intervention of the Ministry of Education in collaboration with the Ministry of Health. Yes, Miss Francis, but the sad thing about it, the sad thing about it, I don't think the government is not investing in this thing. Them not invest in it. And me no response if it sound harsh, the government, the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Education, they have not invested in this aspect in our schools. And for those who don't understand why schools are without, you know, such personnel, let me just share this with you. Let me just share this with you. For schools to be, are to award a guidance counselor, you must have at least 400 students in your school for you to get a guidance counselor. That's coming from way back. If probably we could look at the code of regulations that was commissioned in 1980. But saying that though, the question that I always ask, schools with less than 400, are you saying because there are less than 400 students, they don't have those issues? They don't have issues that needed or needs the assistance of a guidance counselor? That is a big question now, A school that has 300, 200, 100 students, they don't need a guidance counselor. That's the only thing I can say. Wow. Too much to bear, people, in our own little schools. Too much to bear. Oh, Lord. I can say to you that in the region that I serve, if my memory serves me right, and maybe it has improved, I'm not sure. Just maybe. But the last time I checked, there's only one social worker in the Ministry of Education in the region that I serve. And I stand for correction. If another one is on board, thank you very much for the powers that be. But you don't want to ask me how many schools are in that region? How many students? How many households? And this is not just limited to my region, people. It's not just limited. But just saying that to say, these are the reasons I said there's no way anybody can tell me that the Ministry of Education, or more so the government, has intention of investing in these situations. Not at all. We can't see through it. So maybe, just maybe, we need that assistance, that help, or that information. Ishka! Long time no hear, long time no see you, my boss. Think it's one for both regions. Ishka, are you serious? I doubt it though. I doubt it. I think your region has one and my region have another one. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. I don't. All right, put it this way: when both regions used to be, no, wrong again. Mixed vegetables, people. Sorry about that. Before the split of Region 6 and 7, it was Region 6 that covered Clarendon and the St. Catherine. While both parishes were in the same region, it was just one social worker same way. Now it is a split. You are saying to me it's the same one, sir? Mr. Francis, is it the same one serve both regions as what you said? Well, if that is the case, people, it get worse. It get worse. Yes, Sadi, the devices are in good condition. I can recall your good deed of registering a particular student who was out of school from before COVID came. Yeah, your good deed has not gone unnoticed. Thank you very much, Miss Roma. And he wasn't the only student that I registered either. Yes, I also registered students in neighboring primary schools because they were too far away from, you know, my institution. I allowed them to join classes in my institution though because it was in COVID. And so, ah, Mr. Roma, I tell you, people, that is our education system. And that is the reason why I need to have somebody just to come and speak education, straight education to you people, so you can fully understand what's happening. Mhm. All right. So, Ishka, if my memory serves me right, it is still one. All right, boss. I don't know if your memory serves you right, but let's see what happened. Let's hear what Janet Mighty is saying. Mental health is real. Many of our students have issues they are not mature enough to deal with. This shows up in several ways: stealing, acting out, non compliance, etc. The whole indisciplinary thing. The whole indisciplinary thing. And every student knows when they do wrong, there comes punishment. But yet still they continue to do it. As a matter of fact, people in general know that, that there are punishments for their bad actions. They know, but they continue to do it. I wonder if these people are really healthy. And when I say healthy, mentally, yes. So it is real. It is real. People, we are coming to the end of the show, and I hope that you would have enjoyed. For those of you who participated, thank you. Who have not participated, I wish that you would have, but next time you'll be able to do it. But before we go, I want to say again, welcome again to all the new fans of the Saudichress Show. Thank you very much. Thank you, every single one of you, for your support over the weeks or over the past couple of months. It has been a very, very good couple of months. We started in October and we have seen the channel growing. But you have the handle. You decide how the show grow people. The comments, yes, the likes, the shares, and the subscriptions are very, very important. And we continue. I am committed to bring to you factual information. Yes, information that serves we well. But as we go further, please remember that if all of us just think positive, if all of us embrace education the way it ought to, because we all played a role. Many persons may look and say that a teacher's business, but it's equally for those of you who are parents. It is equal or equally considered for those of you who are just community members. There's an old saying that it says it takes a village to raise a child, but for some strange reason, that's not been happening anymore. Mr. Roma, again, the interest we have in children will never stop. We go the extra mile for those who are not our own. Keep on doing good in your neighborhood. Thank you very much. I echo that all the time. And for those of you, let me just say, you're probably watching and looking and seeing how some students, some children behaving, and you said no, you will not get caught in it. People, I'll just encourage you. At least a positive word. You may never know. It might never actually impact the child or the children on that particular occasion. But maybe in the short term, in the long term, who knows? Who knows? So again, it was a well spent hour and 48 minutes so far. I actually felt very tired now. I've been talking all along and nobody wanted to share the screen with me. But that's fine. I enjoy you doing your chat, doing the chat that you present, and so you continue to assist with the discussion, which is, I believe, it's very good. And I'm saying to you people, if you know anyone who has the capacity or the capability to speak on mental health, please give me a link. And you know my number by now, 876-501-6625. Or you can place it in the chat. Yes, and I will actually act. I'm still working. There are a lot of promises. So, as time goes by, people busy and so on. But we'll have it. We definitely will have it. I know it's important. And when that time comes, I hope many of you, if not all of Jamaica, will tune into the Saudichress Show. Again, thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for continuing to assist with the development of the Saudichress Show as I try my very best to present to you factual information, entertainment, along with sports. This is the Saudichress channel. This is where you get sports, entertainment, and education. Thank you. This is where we leave you. This is where we end our broadcast for the night. Ladies and gentlemen, let's say good night. And good night. See you on Friday night. Please join me on Friday. We'll have a very, very interesting show. It is sports night. It is sports and entertainment. And guess what? We have two very interesting guests. It will be a difference. But for now, we'll have a youngster for the very first time, a teenager, coming on the show to share her story. Let's see her, and we'll see you. Have a good night.